Hello vinyl community, how you doing? It's Bill with the Vinylverse. I'm back with another Vinyl Grabs video here. Wasn't expected doing one so soon after my last one, but I've acquired a little stack here in the past several weeks, so just wanted to share everything that I got here. The first came yesterday. It was on pre-order and it was released yesterday. Which was January 8th. This is Etc. from Wayne Shorter. This is a new release from Blue Note. Their 80th anniversary, they're doing these what's called a Tone Poet release, and it is audiophile release, very much in the same vein as Music Matters releases. This is mastered by Kevin Gray at RTI. Originally recorded by Rudy Van Gelder at the Rudy Van Gelder Studios. So this is pretty incredible. This session was originally in 1965. Didn't see the light of day till about 1980, I think it came out. And Blue Note, for their 80th anniversary, released it in this very nice package here. So just like MoFi releases or Music Matters, it had the tear of the plastic sleeve here. But this packaging is just beautiful. Nice glossy cover. Beautiful artwork. So this release has, of course, Wayne Shorter on tenor saxophone, Herbie Hancock on piano, Cecil McBee on bass, and Joe Chambers on drums. And I cleaned this last night because I wanted to check it out, and gave it a spin, and it's beautiful. It really sounds awesome. Very, very pleased. I don't know what the original sounds like, so I don't have that to compare it to. But the sound quality of this pressing is really unbelievable. Very, very happy. They took a lot of care in this album. So it'll be interesting to see what other Tone Poet releases that Blue Note puts out this year for the 80th anniversary. But I was really happy to pick this one up, and it's excellent. Funny, I pre-ordered it off of Amazon instead of the Blue Note site because it was $10 cheaper. So if you're looking to buy it, definitely check Amazon, because like I said, I got it for $10 cheaper than the actual Blue Note site. So highly recommend this. It's a beautiful release. I had to edit this back in because I failed to show the Blue Note label of Etc. by Wayne Shorter. So here it is. Classic Blue Note label there. They just did a fantastic job with this Tone Poet release. Nice heavy vinyl, very good stuff. Okay, so I had not picked up a copy of this album on vinyl until I came across it the other day in a thrift store. I got it for $1. It's still in a shrink, original mono. So it's Herb, Alpert, Tijuana brass, whipped cream, and other delights. Clean this one up and listen to this one, and I tell you, it sounds great. I don't think whoever owned this really spun it much, because very, very clean. Like I said, it's still in the shrink. Just a beautiful, very clean copy. Of course, A&M label there, because Herb Alpert was the head of A&M. So Steve over at Value Vinyl, you keep going on about your in the shrink stereo. Well, I found it in the shrink mono, clean as could be. So $1, and now I joined the party of whipped cream and other delights. Okay, was really happy to come across this one in my local record store. So this is Ringo Starr's second release, Buku of Blues. I think that's how you pronounce it, Buku. This basically is a country and western album. Of course, it's on Apple. I tell you what, this album is excellent. I'm not all that familiar with Ringo's discography. I know a lot of it really isn't all that great from my understanding, but I was so happy to pick this one up because it's really, really, really a good album. This came out in 1970. Did I say it was his second release? There's Ringo. If you're not familiar with this album, and you like that kind of classic country sound, check this one out. Really, really, really good. I really enjoy this one. I also picked up Neil Young with Crazy Horse. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. It's another great album that I never had on vinyl. Trying to get the gatefold. This was another good find for cheap. Of course, Cinnamon Girl, the title track everybody knows, This Is Nowhere, Down by the River, Cowgirl in the Sand, classic Neil Young here. Just great from front to back, top to bottom. Love this record. Now, in my vinyl tag, 2018, one of the questions was, what holes are we looking to fill? And I said there's a few genres I want to fill, but as far as bands go, the Byrds, Tangerine Dream, there were two bands that I mentioned that I want to start collecting. And genres was more prog rock, more jazz, and psych. So I'm happy to say, other than psych, although one might classify for psych here, I did scratch those other itches here, starting with the Byrds. Very happy to get this one. It is a reissue. I'm not sure of the year. I can't place the year from Discogs, but it's Sweetheart of the Rodeo by the Byrds. And this is a great later pressing. Again, I'm not sure what year, but it sounds great. I assume it's a later pressing because it's got the barcode up here. It's on Columbia. Fantastic record. Definitely more country. This album had the addition of Graham Parsons. But excellent. Really, really like this album. Happy to pick it up. I got this one on one of those Facebook auction groups. So yeah, I was really happy to get this one. So tick one off of the Byrds discography in my collection. Next, prog. So this is Griffin, the band Griffin, and this is Red Queen to Griffin 3. So this is from 1974, I believe. Yeah. It's on Bell Records. Yeah, this is great. I was familiar with this album previously, but was happy to get a vinyl copy to expand my prog outside of the normal prog, classic prog bands like King Crimson and Yes and Genesis and Gentle Giant and such. I'm glad to start to expand that genre in my collection. Great album, Griffin. Red Queen to Griffin 3 from 1974. Now, Tangerine Dream. This is, other than a soundtrack, I have the soundtrack to the movie Legend that Tangerine Dream did. This is my first official release of theirs, studio release. This is Force Majeure. I think that's how you pronounce it. Excellent album. I very happy with this. This came out in 1979, so it's not one of their earlier classics, but this is a great listen. Ambient, a little electronic. It's on Virgin, but I was happy to get this one. If nothing challenging listening to this one. If you're interested in Tangerine Dream and don't have this one, I would definitely check it out. Very, very good. Now these last two, I forget where I heard it, but Newbury Comics was having a sale. I can't remember if someone mentioned it in the Facebook group or someone mentioned it in their videos. But somewhere I heard that Newbury Comics was having a sale on their vinyl records. So I quick went over, checked out what they had, and I ended up getting 2 releases. The first being Kenny Burrell and John Coltrane. So there's the hype sticker, buttercream vinyl, limited edition of 750. This is not numbered, so I don't know what part of the series I got it. My copy is. But I had this on CD. It's packed away in a box, so I haven't heard it in years. But this is terrific pressing. It's on the New Jazz label. Like I said, buttercream vinyl. Of course, Kenny Burrell, the guitarist, and John Coltrane, tenor sax. Wonderful album. Sounds terrific. They did a really, really good job with this pressing. So Kenny Burrell on guitar, John Coltrane on tenor sax, Tommy Flanagan on piano, Paul Chambers on bass, and Jimmy Cobb on drums. Really great. That was from 1962, if I didn't say that. I think it was 1962 this was originally released. And this pressing came out 2016. Okay, last but not least, I've been wanting this one for a long time, and a couple weeks ago Steve Carlson showed this and had a fun time with the name. Wasn't sure how to pronounce it properly, but Gris-gris from Dr. John, the Night Tripper. This is limited edition of 500 on the Jackpot Records label. It's on this nice red and black swirl here, translucent. I was a little reluctant to buy this new, but I read a lot of reviews online, and everyone talked about how this is a really great pressing. So on the hype sticker here, it says original 1968 mono mix, sourced from the original master tapes, pressed at RTI, mastered by Kevin Gray, and limited edition colored vinyl. So it's limited to 500. So, you know, Kevin Gray, mastered at RTI, original master tapes, kind of eased my mind, and I went and bit the bullet and ordered this. It wasn't too expensive, especially with the sale they were having. This pressing is phenomenal. Sounds great. Very quiet. Just really, really great. And the album is terrific as well. So very you know, songs like Gris-gris, Gumbo Ya Ya, Croaker Court Bouillon, so a lot of that Creole Cajun lingo going on there. This album is very like rhythmic, very ritualistic. You feel like when you're listening to it, like there's some sort of ritual going on. It's terrific. So, Dr. John, great album. Gris-gris, or gris-gris, as Steve Carlson was calling it. If this is still on sale at Newberry Comics, I would, if you've been wanting it and don't want to wait to find an original, go grab this release. It's fantastic. Highly recommend it. So that's everything I have in this batch. Hope you liked seeing this stuff. That's going to do it. I hope you're all doing well. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.